with you. Love is so easy to do. Yeah, it's easy, baby. Baby, I'm falling for you. Yeah, it's easy. Going to Norway is a dream come true. I was on the road, driving along the fjord, embracing Arctic's chilly reward. I was up the hill, feeling the coldness soar. To the sea, where whales dance and explore. I was in the polar dark, chasing the northern light. With campfire lit, marshmallows felt just right. I was in the Arctic, where nature's glory takes flight. About 3 things I was absolutely positive when I landed. So, on my way to the plane. And look, it's actually quite early in the morning. God, I look chubby. Right, see you in Norway. First, it's dark in the Arctic. I was there in the polar night season, meaning no sun during my entire stay. Second, Tromsø is incredibly slippery. Walking from one place to another takes longer if I wanted to avoid falling, but we got used to it. Hey! And third, I was unconditionally in love with the Arctic. My first night was the big night to chase the northern light. Julien, our aurora hunter, told us to wrap ourselves well in professional thermosuits, boots and gloves. We drove up north in the dark, and luckily we saw the aurora on our first try.
We can see pretty, it's like about 30% clear, but I believe it's getting better and better.
My bare eyes couldn't see the light as my camera did, but one thing I noticed for sure, the aurora was dynamic. It kept moving and dancing and was so unpredictable. We set up a campfire to warm up. I tried splitting the wood. Oh God, moment of truth.
You are in distress.
Sorry. God.
So it should go. So you let it grow a bit, and then you take the small pieces and then you add them slowly. Good job. Great job.
We sat around the fire, sharing the stories and our journeys. I also had the exceptional memory of barbecuing marshmallows. Have you done something like that?
Yeah.
In the early morning, we went whale watching. So, we are at the gathering point of the whale watching, and the boat is right here. It was drizzling, the boat was humming, the Icelands were sleeping. We were sailing from dark to dawn. A few hours later, we knew we were there when we saw whales blue from afar. The tour guide said that the working fish vessels attracted whales who came over to have their buffet of the year. But mind you, we couldn't get any closer than 370 meters to the fishing vessel because Norway's Ministry of Trade, Industry and Fisheries introduced strict whale watching regulations in 2019 to protect the whale from unwanted contact with humans. And more importantly, no one wanted to startle the whales. On our journey back, our guide introduced whaling in Norway. It has been a tradition to hunt whales in Norway, but the government has set scientific annual quotas to protect endangered species while keeping the industry alive. Afternoon, we went up the hill. So, we are on our way to the cable car now. It's only about 2, but it's getting dark already. So, we're trying to make it to the top before it all goes completely dark. Okay, let's go. It was super windy, so we took the cable car up. But the view was so worth it. The kind of blue that seeps from the scene is quintessentially Arctic, and you have to see it to believe it. Oh my god, it's so pretty up here. Look! You need no filters. It was a shame though that I couldn't fly my drone. It was too windy, therefore it's quite risky to do that. Hey guys, so basically I was trying to fly the drone, but it was super windy. But I did everything I could to prepare for it. I did a really thorough research on the drone I could fly and whether I could fly, and I paid for the registration. I took the online classes, and I'm here, and I literally so heavy, and I took it with me all day, but then it was too windy for me to fly. There was someone who reminded me that it's too windy, maybe you shouldn't fly. He looks like, fly pro, and he said from experience you might lose your drone. So here I am trying to disassemble it again, even though it literally just flew 2 meters high. But luckily we're in this coffee shop at the mountain top, and we are having a panoramic view. But I am happy that I stayed a bit longer, because the night view was just as fascinating. In early hours I didn't feel I was in polar night season, because even if I couldn't see the sun, I felt the faint sunlight, as the sun worked so hard to break out. But at later hours, I was in pitch black darkness. The only lights I could see were the warm orange dots from the town. You know the kind of vibe that you feel when you read Nordic fairy tale? That's how I felt. So then we got up the hill, strolling back to our Airbnb. On the road, it was quiet and peaceful. We chatted and laughed a lot while wandering around the town.
Chance.
We made it to the harbour. Everyone we saw was walking carefully, some hand in hand, some arms across arms, so adorable. But apart from the human beings struggling to walk, everything else rested in thought-provoking silence.
Here's a species that's probably doing both of those things.
Before this trip, I knew I wanted to see the fjord, but I needed to figure out why. So when I was editing this vlog, I had a late night monologue. Somehow I was so emotional when I started talking about my days in the Arctic. And then they downed. A realization so profound. It was how I felt tiny in the Arctic Ocean's surround. It was how my heart leaped as the orca took flight. It was how I held my breath in the aurora's light. It was when a thrill surged on a sleigh ride. Through the snowy expanse, it was so far and wide. It was when freedom echoed along the fjord side, where the nature's majesty cannot hide. It was in the campfire's glow, warmth supplied, marshmallows, hot chocolate, the Arctic's fireside. All these moments happened under the Arctic's blue. It was the fulfillment of a dream finally come true.